Hi, this is John Patrick Hickey, and I want to welcome you to the video cast. Last time we were together, we were talking about the game show where you could choose from door number 1, what's behind door number 2, what's behind door number 3. And we have those choices. Only, as I told you, we have an advantage. We know what's behind those doors. The door number 1 was lack. And who wants to choose lack? We don't. We want to choose abundance. We want to choose something that is going to gain us, not take away from us. So now we come to door number 2. Door number 2 is a thing called work. Now I'm going to really date myself. If you remember the old Dobie Gillis show with Maynard G. Krebs, who's the beatnik. People don't even know what beatniks are anymore. And every time the word work came, and he'd perk up and say, work! You know, it was like this horrible thing to happen. And people do act like that. It is so strange to me that people find work almost an offensive term. They don't want to work hard. They don't think that they need to work hard. Well, here's a news flash, my friends. You have to work, and you got to work hard. That is a part of life. That is reality. And you know, I've often heard people say, looking at it from a biblical perspective, and they'll say, well, work is the result of the fall of man. That once sin entered the world through Adam and Eve's rebellion and sin, they said that, you know, we were cursed and then we had to work. Well, that's not true. Because if you pay attention to what Scripture is telling us in Genesis, we worked before that, or Adam worked before that. And work wasn't a punishment. Work is a blessing. And that's where the key to understanding work is how you perceive it. If you look at work as a punishment, every day I've got to get up and I've got to go, you know, and then it's like the old things of being chained in a long line, and you got your pick and you're going down into the salt mills and laboring away. That's not what work's all about. Work is a blessing. Work helps us in more ways than making money. Making money is a reward for work. Making material things, having a living, getting by is the reward of work. But it isn't the benefit of work. The benefit of work comes inside of us. Work makes us feel like we have value, like we have something to contribute. It fulfills us as human beings in making us feel that there is a purpose, and a good purpose, for us to be here. It gives us character. It gives us a sense of belonging to the community and being a part of what is going on around us. We have many great blessings in work. It is not something that should be this horrible punishment we face. I've always believed that no one should work in a job that they don't like. You know, if you really hate what you do, you shouldn't be doing it. But that does not mean that you should be unemployed. It means that you have to find something else. I mean, some of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen is people who quit a job with nothing to go back to because I didn't like it, or I don't like the people who I work with. My response to that is, too bad. We don't always have the things that we like. If you don't like what you're doing, make it different. But you don't just quit. What are you going to live off of? What are you going to do? I mean, it's like, that's not thinking. That is not intelligence at work. To just leave what you're doing with nothing to go off into. If you don't like your job, find a better one. Then quit. Then move on. You find something that you do like to do. If you can't find a better job, maybe it's time to create one. We live in a wonderful nation. We live in a place that you can actually create your own job. You can create your own abundance that's around you. If you need more education, get more education. If you need a better skill, get a better skill. It's out there. You don't always have to go to school in order to get a better skill. I think Mike Rowe has taught most of us that, is the fact that the trade skills are very profitable, they're very good, and you know that there are a lot of people who really love doing those things. Look at carpenters, plumbers, electricians, skilled trades of all different kinds. These aren't just jobs that have to be fulfilled. These are skills, these are talents that people have, wonderful talents. And they can make them pay very well for those talents if they're willing to do the work. The work is always there. Maybe it's your attitude that has to change. You know, you don't just look at a job and say, well, I don't like the people I work with. I don't like the things that I'm doing. Well, how can you make that different? What about it is good? What about it is something that you've benefited from? What about it is positive? Is it the money? Do you make decent money? Do you get benefits? Do you have a place to go every day? Is it supporting your family? Maybe it's your attitude that needs to be changed, not your job. The thing is, we all need work. And work is always, always going to be something that to the amount of energy you put into it will be the amount of benefit you get out of it. If you just bide your time from the time you punch the clock in to punch the clock out, don't expect to have anything good from a job. I have never believed that anyone should ever get a pay raise because they've been at a job for a long time. Seniority pay increases are silly, because all it means is that I've been willing to hang around and you're going to pay me for that. It should always be a merit-based, not just for the company, where they say, well, you have to earn, you have to work hard, you got to be better at your job, constantly improve, constantly grow. In order to do that, then you get, a better pay raise. Well, that's good motivation. It helps people to improve. And it doesn't just improve the company, it improves you. It helps you to be better. Jack Welch, when he was CEO of GE, was notorious for his 10% improvement. If you did not improve by 10% 1 year to the next, you lost your job. I mean, that was it. He was criticized. People thought that this was a horrible thing. But you know what? The people who benefited the most and who are now executives and who are now making very good money are the ones who had to increase by 10% 1 year to the next. They were constantly learning. They were constantly growing. They were constantly being aware of their work to do a better job, to be more efficient, to contribute more in the things that they do. This is what work is about. And don't look at this and say, well, you got these big companies that are living off other people. This is what creates big companies is the workers. It is those who are willing to work hard and develop and grow. And then they in turn also get better value. You don't like the job that you're at? If you took your work, your contribution at work that you have today, the amount you produce, the amount that the skill that you show, the talent that you show in a particular area, and you took it to another job, would they be willing to pay you for it? Many times they wouldn't. Matter of fact, it's amazing that the place you work at do. I have been into businesses and have dealt with either sales staff or wait staff, or I have seen workers in a particular area, and this goes from medicine to education to food services to anything. And I have spent 5 minutes with these people and thought, if you worked for me, I'd fire you. Not because I didn't like them as people, but all they did was complain and fuss. They had no enthusiasm. There was no real, let me make this best as I can make it. It was just dragging along, being dead weight. And you can't do that. If you want to succeed, If you want to be your best, and I believe you do, and I know that you can, you gotta work. You gotta be willing to give all that you can give to the things that you do and become an expert. Become the best at the things that you do. Work hard. If you don't like it, find something you do like. And then you go and you work at that and you make it work. If you're willing to put forth the effort and the work in order to continually improve yourself, the sky's the limit. And you will always find that true. Look at successful people's lives. Success leaves clues, as Tony Robbins always says. It does. Look at successful people. What is it that they do? What is it that made them successful? There's clues there. And you do what they did and you will achieve what they have achieved. It's that easy. It's like if you're not willing to put forth the work and to develop yourself and to give the skill and the talent that's necessary in order to improve, then don't fuss. Don't complain. Settle with your lot in life, and then you're fine. Then at least you don't have all the whining that you have to deal with. But if you want more, then you have to be willing to work and give more. That is what earns success. Hard work, done right, done consistently, will always pay out. And it will make you your best. You'll love God, have good manners, discover the unknown, and change your world. We at the Growth Center are committed to helping you achieve your dreams and live a successful life. For more information on books and materials available, visit our website at www.johnpatrickhickey.com. That's www.johnpatrickhickey.com.